Girl, it's what I heard. Allegedly, it's just the word. Allegedly, it's on the street. Allegedly, I sing to the beat. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly.
Carlos, ain't nobody really been begging for visuals to your little podcast. You've spilt some decent tea every now and again. Your episodes haven't been too filler, I'ma give you that, but we don't need to look in some of these frumps' faces. Nor do we need to watch your spittle spray every day. So is this episode going to be another episode like Charissy's where it's just completely devoted to somebody else? Because Toya here to talk about Quad and Mariah, but Toya ain't got nothing to say about Toya. And also, it's very messy of you to host these conversations and let Quad come on here and call Eugene Eugina just so you can have Toya come on and respond. Why not have them both on at the same time? Because you're milking it. But okay, Heifer, let's see what you got. He said Toya's top 5 one of the most beautiful women on Bravo. She's pretty. I might let that stand. I ain't got time to think about all them crones that get in the way of the beautiful ones. Married to Medicine is the best show on Bravo. Okay, that's right. We have to start with the butt kissing and the lies, the blatant. Married to Medicine is a great, mature show. I like it. It is not the best show on Bravo. So he asked, does Toya think the show is underrated and always will be a stepchild to Housewives? I think Married to Medicine goes for something that the Housewives doesn't, that has a smaller audience. That's what I think. Toya said she felt like a stepchild at BravoCon because Married to Medicine, LA, and Houston weren't there. So I guess you wanted some of Britain's bus for free. Because them shows is canceled. Toya wants there to be a Married to Medicine Detroit. We tried Married to Medicine LA. It did not work. We gave it 2 seasons. But I'm sorry, wasn't nobody watching. We didn't even know Houston was on, and that came and went like a fart. So Toya says she never wanted the fame or the fortune. She says it's quite invasive and disrespectful, and it is. We're always talking about your husband's clitoris. So she was told she was reality TV gold. Yeah, because they saw your life was put together with spit and credit card debt. They saw you two were an easy embarrassment. So you are gold. Fool's gold. First topic up is her first season brawl with Mariah by the pool. So he says, how do you feel about being involved in 2 physical altercations? And she said, well, I was just fresh from Detroit. I'm fresh off the block. We ain't about that talking or that squawking. When you get with me, it's time for dog walking. She real tough. Femininity. Now, girl, you was like, 40 when you got in that fight? You was at least 30-something because you had 2 kids. And it takes a minute to become a doctor, so you ain't in your 20s. So you wasn't just fresh out the hood. But it was still a challenging situation. I mean, Mariah and Lake did double team you. I will give you that. So Toya, you actually put your hands on her first. You threw the first punch. You mushed her. And then she tried to hop and get her lick back. And you tried to hold on to her weave. But you've grown. You're not the same girl you were 10 years ago. Because 10 years ago, you were able to get Mariah's weave and hold on tight. Now you let it slip through your fingers. Is that the growth? That growth must be like a cancer growth. But back to Eugene's small penis. So she's backpedaling and pussy popping, trying to say, well, that's not what I said. They took it out of context. No, they didn't. Then you said, well, I had to go on a personal journey of self-care for myself to get my sexy back. Your sexy never left. You just don't think Eugene's sexy. You're tired of fighting the folds of fat for his phallus. Maybe if he lost weight, you could find the phallus. But you really gonna say, I saw her acting like I was acting 10 years ago and I decided to put my husband between us. And Carlos gonna say that's growth. That never happened. Your husband was trying to stop Thuggy Toya from tearing it up. You did not show grace or bow out. What mush bow? They took it as Eugene's penis is small and I was so buzzed I let it happen. No, you really had to stop yourself from saying, honey, it's micro. You basically did everything but call it a clitoris. And then she said, and everybody in their marriage has some down times, days they don't like each other, months they don't like each other. You don't like your husband for a month or two at a time? She said, now we ain't brought nobody else in the marital bed because Eugene's insecure about that. However, I did almost have a threesome with my bestie, but I couldn't do it at the last minute because it was with my boyfriend. So we decided we'd go run a train on a guy we didn't know in the DR. Oh, God. So he asked her, so who would you have a threesome with on the show? Probably Cone, Tessa. Aha, Toya said none of them. Good answer. Carlos said, Quad is gorgeous. She said, you ain't seen her without makeup. Ooh. That hairline starts at the ear. So Carlos asked her, why don't you and Quad get along? They're two peas in a pod. They both married fat, squeaky men that they could run over. She said, I could be a lot nastier with the heifer. I hold back. So Toya says Quad's had it out for her since the first season when she said her wedding was called off, which it was. And then Quad accused her of drinking and driving with her kids in the car. Toya is very upset about that accusation, and that really ruined it for her and Quad. And then she brought up how she introduced us to the man who was cheating with Darren Noggle. True, Quad will throw it low. Low as her hairline. What is lower than Quad's hairline? Oh, Toya said, I don't know if Quad's the face of the show because I don't think that's what we're all about. We need a little drama, but do we need random lies? Carlos said, well, who is the face? And Toya said, I miss Mariah, even though I whooped her butt. Carlos said, you're the only one on this show who wanted to see her back. And Toya said, yeah, she was paranoid behind the scenes. She said, I knew they were using my closet as the set for the reunion. She says, so Mariah and I are the faces of Married to Medicine. I think it's Jackie and Simone. Jackie makes her moan. Jackie makes her moan, 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 moan. She wants Mariah to check Anila and Quad. Why can't you do it, Toya? You've got a degree. She said Quad's lie detectors at the reunion didn't matter, and I agree. Aha! Toya said, I don't know nothing about that contractor. I heard she was getting sued by one. Well, let's check Fulton County court documents. So he's asking, how did Anila's sore thumb get put onto this hand? So Toya actually did find her for the show. Girl, she said she was building down the street, invited me to her 40th birthday. I was the only black girl there, so I should have known then. Anila's only black friend. Carlos said, is she good for the show? And Toya said, well, does she fit? I don't know who she friends with. I don't either. Girl, you really gonna say what's going on with your home tour? You had the most beautiful home on Bravo between you and Shit-Toe Shit-Ray. One, how do you think a mold-filled edifice looks good? And two, Tacky Toya's airport? That house with no furniture. That beige bull. I'm sorry, honey. Beverly Hills, Orange County have the prettiest homes. Candy's house is really nice. I'd even do Dorinda's in the Berkshires. So Toya's still in a rental. But right now, building's so hard because everything's on back order. Oh, okay, so we can just keep this lie going for 2 or 3 years because, back order. So you gonna Shit-Toe charade it. I'll okay it. Girl, the kids will be in high school by the time you're finished. Why you need such a big house? They gonna be gone. All right, well, that was the shit, so I'm gonna see you soon for something.
Alleged what? Alleged who? Allegedly. Don't blame, don't sue. Allegedly. Allegedly.